Henrico County is committed to preventing the release of petroleum products and hazardous materials to the environment. The county has many potential sources of leaks and spills. A few of those sources include underground and above ground storage tanks, vehicle maintenance and refueling operations, broken hydraulic lines and equipment leaks, and handling of transfer of products stored in drums and other smaller containers. The county has implemented 3 related countywide environmental standard operating procedures, or SOPs, which are available from your supervisor. These SOPs provide instructions to employees on how to comply with environmental regulations, how to inspect and maintain storage tanks, and how to respond to a release or a spill. To learn more about the county's storage tanks and spill response procedures, let's visit the Operations Division of the Department of Public Utilities.
Henrico County's Department of Public Utilities provides water, wastewater, and solid waste services to over 93,000 customers. Here at DPU's Operations Division, we maintain over 3,000 miles of water distribution piping and wastewater collection piping extending throughout the county. We also maintain the county's 9 water pumping stations and 24 sewage pumping stations, as well as 11 water storage tanks with a total capacity of over 30 million gallons. The Operations Division works closely with DPU's water treatment staff, which produces up to 55 million gallons of drinking water per day, as well as DPU's water reclamation facility, which treats an average of 45 million gallons of wastewater each day, before returning the treated water safely to the James River. Henrico County has about 40 underground storage tanks and 185 above-ground storage tanks, which contain petroleum products and hazardous materials. The total combined storage capacity of these tanks is about 320,000 gallons. These tanks store fuel for vehicles, generators, and boilers, as well as hydraulic oils and used petroleum products. The tanks are subject to a number of state and federal regulations such as operator training, tank closure, corrosion protection, release protection, secondary containment, and registration with the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. As tank closures and tank removals at the county facilities are completed, departments must also notify the county's environmental manager in order to keep the county's tank inventory current. To help protect the environment and natural water resources from contamination, be sure to follow the county's SOP for maintenance, inspection, and record keeping for underground and above-ground storage tanks.
Hi, my name is James Grandstaff. I'm the Director of Operations here at the Henrico County Water Reclamation Facility. As part of the county's commitment to protect the environment, we have this facility to treat all the dirty wastewater in the county and make it very clean before returning it back to the river. At our facility, we have a number of types of petroleum storage tanks that store products used in our daily operation. These types of tanks include above-ground storage tanks that either have a protective double wall structure or secondary containment, and underground storage tanks that are protected from corrosion. Some above-ground tanks may be standalone or may be mounted to a generator or other equipment. A few operations also have portable storage tanks. To minimize the chance of leakage from the county's underground and above-ground storage tanks, designated employees inspect the tanks each month using the tank inspection form provided with the SOP. During a tank inspection, the inspector looks for evidence of leaks or spillage from the tank or piping system, verifies that the tank is sound, securely supported, sealed from water entry, and that the secondary containment structure is in place and free of water and debris. The inspector makes sure that the tank is properly labeled, that the notification sign is posted, and that any monitoring systems are operating correctly. The inspector also verifies that a spill kit is located nearby and checks to be sure the tank's cover or fill port is secure and locked. Most spills at tank sites occur when fluids are being transferred to or from a tank. As a precaution, a county employee should be assigned to observe any filling operation. The employee should verify that the closest spill kit is fully stocked and make note of the nearest storm drains that would need to be blocked and protected in the event of an accidental spill or release. Here are a few more points to consider before transferring any fluid. First, avoid transferring fluids during periods of precipitation. A spill will spread more quickly on a wet surface. Be sure not to overfill the tank. Ensure that the available space inside the tank can hold the amount of fluid being added. Finally, after the fluid has been transferred, ensure that all covers, tank intakes, and manifold closures are properly secured and locked. Also, match the fluid with the label on the tank and keep a log of the date, time, and amount of fluid added to the tank. In summary, keep these points in mind if you have an above ground or underground storage tank at your facility. Inspect the tanks monthly. Have a trained county employee present during tank fills. Keep the tanks labeled, locked, and secured with a fully stocked spill kit nearby. Register the tanks as required and maintain the tank records. Notify the county's environmental manager whenever underground or above ground tanks are added or removed from county sites. Also, if you notice anything unusual or out of place at the county storage tanks, please notify the site supervisor right away or call the number posted on the sign at each storage tank location.
In addition to underground and above ground storage tanks, most Henrico County operations also have other methods of storing and handling petroleum products and hazardous materials in lesser quantities. These other methods of storage and handling are also potential sources of leaks and spills. Should a leak or spill of petroleum products or hazardous material occur, proper response is key to protecting the environment. To learn more about the county's response to spills, let's visit Henrico County's Division of Fire.
Henrico County Fire has specialists trained in spill response available to respond to the release of petroleum products and hazardous materials. Henrico County's Hazardous Materials Response Team is skilled in handling incidents involving many types of these substances. Should a release occur, and if it is safe to do so, there are steps that can be taken by those on site at the time of the spill to assist our efforts and further minimize the damage to the environment. The county's SOP for spill response and notification available from your supervisor provides guidelines to employees who encounter a spill or leak. Should you have a need to call the county's emergency services to notify us of a spill or accidental release, there may be a few measures that you can take to protect the environment until a first responder arrives. If a spill site is unsafe, evacuate the area. Your personal safety is the first priority. If you decide to vacate the site, once you are safe, follow the notification steps in the SOP. If, however, it is safe for you to respond to the spill, taking into account the safety data sheets for the spilled product and all factors involved, then put on appropriate PPE and stop the source to prevent further release of the substance. First, be sure to locate the nearest spill kit. A fully stocked spill kit should contain all of the necessary spill cleanup supplies along with instructions to refresh your knowledge of the proper spill cleanup procedures. Inside most kits, you should find absorbent to spread over the liquid, a few absorbent socks, pads, and pillows, as well as eye protection, gloves, and a bag to use for disposing these materials after the spill site is cleaned. Spill kits stationed at facilities with medical or chemical storage may include a few additional specialized items for use during a cleanup. In your initial response to the spill, take notice of the direction that the liquid is traveling. Put on the proper PPE, including glove and eye protection, and prevent the spill from spreading into nearby drains, inlets, and waterways. Using the absorbent socks and other available materials, redirect the liquid away from all nearby drains and inlets. Isolate the liquid for collection and begin the notification process by contacting all appropriate parties. After a spill, ensure that all spill cleanup materials and debris are properly managed and disposed of, and replenish the supplies in the kit for future use. During the spill notification process, keep the following in mind. Involve local authorities by calling 911 if needed to properly respond to the scene of a spill. Notify the site manager or designated senior person on site. There are also specific regulatory notification requirements that must be followed in the event of a release of a petroleum product or hazardous material. Reporting to outside agencies is coordinated through several Henrico County offices, including the Hazardous Materials Coordinator and the Environmental Manager. Should the spill enter a storm drain, the county's environmental engineer must report the spill through the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. Depending on the volume of product and whether the product entered surface water, other notifications which county officials may make in response to a spill include the county's emergency response cleanup contractor, Virginia Department of Environmental Quality, Virginia Department of Emergency Management, Federal National Response Center. The county spill notification form provided with the SOP must be completed by the designated supervisor and a copy forwarded to the county's environmental manager. Keep these points in mind in the event of a spill of a petroleum product or hazardous material. If the scene is unsafe, evacuate and notify. If the scene is safe, stop the source, use the spill kit, protect the drains, notify authorities, collect the liquid, manage the waste. And again, if necessary or the spill cannot safely be controlled with on-site resources, seek assistance by contacting 911.
Thank you for your attention today. Henrico County is committed to protecting the environment and appreciates your dedication to making Henrico County a better place to live and to work.
Great.